Hello and welcome to an edition of On Air. I'm your host, Tianja Tatum. We're here today with retired Sergeant First Class Jason Hoyle of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment. How are you today?
Outstanding, thank you.
Today I'm going to ask you a few questions about your military experience. What made you decide you wanted to join the Army?
Originally, my father joined the Army back in the Vietnam era, and I too wanted to serve my country and do the same as he did. So at the time, after I graduated high school, I looked forward to some kind of adventure and a way to pay for my college. So in the process, I found out through my local recruiter, I too could join the military, get my college taken care of, and serve my country at the same time, learning how to do a technical skill, at which point it was aviation is what I chose. So I learned to go and be a crew chief, flight engineer on a helicopter. And the type of helicopter that I chose was the Chinook helicopter.
So what types of training did you receive?
I went to basic training, which is where they teach you how to become a soldier. They break you down from a civilian and make you into a soldier, mold you the way that they want you to. And then they send you to a technical school. And with this technical school, they teach you how to become whatever your job is that you chose or the military provides for you. In my case, it was a mechanic on a Chinook helicopter, which is a CH-47. It's the one that has the two rotor blades and looks like a bus in the middle. And you can put a lot of cargo or personnel inside. And the training they gave was that to learn how to do the job. From there, I learned to be a crew chief. So I had to go to ground school to learn how to do the different things with the aircraft, learn how to talk on the ICS, the intercom system, and how to fly and operate the door gunnery. So you had to do door gunnery training to fly with the miniguns on the sides of the aircraft. For the left side of the aircraft, you had one, and the right side, you had the other. And then on the tail, you had 60 that you could put on the back. Also, we went to airborne school, where you jump out of a perfectly good airplane and fall out with a parachute. And then you have air assault that I got to go to, which is you're a soldier going out the back of an aircraft on a rope, and you slide down and do infills, which is an infiltration, where you're going to take over location. May have seen it on Black Hawk Down, some of the things that they did there in the movies. One of the guys fell out of the aircraft because the aircraft jerked, and he lost his grip. SEER school, and quite a few other schools that I had to go through.
Well, we have to take a quick break. Stay tuned.
The Navy Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps, or NJROTC, provides military science and leadership training for high school students. Enrollment in NJROTC does not require you to pursue a military obligation after high school. If you complete 2 to 3 years in NJROTC, you can enter the military in higher grades than other enlistees. For more information, please contact your school guidance counselor or visit www.njrotc.navy.mil or www.navyjrotc.us.
I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Hello and welcome back to On Air. I'm your host, Tianja Tatum. So what was the most enjoyable thing about being in the Army?
For me, the camaraderie and the time being as a flight engineer, the part about flying and going and doing the missions, making sure you're in the right location at the right time to do a drop-off or an infill, as we call it, or an exfil was when you pull people out. You have to do things in a time-sensitive manner, so as a flight engineer, you get to be in charge of the aircraft, help get the crew chief, get the aircraft set up and ready. so that you're ready for whatever mission it may be. You have to have certain platforms for your aircraft so you can be able to do different missions at one time. The Chinook is very flexible, so it can do different missions, like drop some people off here, drop some people off there, be a refuel. There's a FARP, as we call it, Forward Air Refueling platform. So we can have an aircraft set up, another aircraft can come in and get more fuel. So we refuel them as like a tanker. And then we can take and go and pick up the people we dropped off previously.
So I heard you speak about SEER School previously. What is SEER School?
SEER School, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. It's a school that teaches you how to be prepared for if you ever get captured and you are an enemy or in the enemy's hands as a prisoner of war. So in the situation, you've got to learn how to survive if your aircraft gets shot down or you go down. And then you have to be able to evade from one point to the other and try not to be captured. They show you different ways and techniques and things to do and things not to do. Of course, you don't want to light a fire if you're trying to escape from somebody to stay warm, although you think that's a smart thing, but it's also going to give you away. So you have to find other methods to stay warm. Cooking. If you find something, you got to find a way to cook without setting up a smoke screen with the fire that you may be cooking with. So they teach you certain things like that. And of course, resistance. After you've been caught, you have to be able to resist the different types of treatment you may receive, because they're not going to treat you nicely. If they do, then you're very lucky. But some people don't follow what they call the Geneva Convention, which is rules of war. So if you get captured, you have to do certain things and certain protocol to stay safe and alive. And of course, the escape, they teach you different things to look for and ways to try to escape so that you can get away and help yourself and help the fellow soldiers or Americans that have been captured.
So after 26 years of being in the military, what do you miss most about it?
To me, what I've missed the most is definitely going to be the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood that you have with the different soldiers that you have there. Because when you're out there doing different things, you're not doing your job just for yourself. You're doing your job to look out for the person to your left and to the right of you. So you want to make sure you're doing everything the best way you can, pulling your weight, sometimes pulling the weight of others, because someone may not be feeling as good or feeling as strong that day, or they're having some issues, and then you got to pull their weight to help them, and hopefully in turn they will overlap and help you and do the same if you're having a bad day. But everybody works together to have the same common end goal, and that's to come home safe after the mission and to get home to your families.
So you would say you met some lifelong friends?
Yes, I have some very good lifelong friends in the military, and to this day, after 26 years of service, we still keep in contact. A lot of them have moved on and gone to different locations. Even though we're scattered throughout the United States and some in other countries, we still keep contact. You have, different social medias, and of course the phone.
So what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've learned while being in the military?
The biggest lesson I've learned while being in the military is a different animal in itself. When I say that, meaning it has its good, its bad, and of course there's some ugly, but the things that I've learned is people can work together, and the military teaches you how to push past your point of where you think, I can't make it past this point, I can't go any further. But you learn that you can. Your body will go further than you think it will. Your weakest point is going to be your mind. If you can get your mind to be stronger and train your mind, you realize you can go further, longer, faster, harder than you ever thought you could to begin with. That was part of the training you get when you first come in as a civilian to become military, because you're used to doing things, I can only run a quarter mile. Well, for the military PT test, you're going to be running 2 miles. I've never run more than a mile in my life until I joined the military. And it wasn't very pretty when I did it the first time, running 2 miles.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hoyle, for your time, and thank you for your service. That's all the time we have today. I'm your host, Tianja Tatum. See you soon on another edition of On Air.